All right. Wire fraud, it's a means of misappropriation or the theft of funds using the electronic funds transfer system. For the purposes of our continuing education class, for real estate transactions, the person trying to commit fraud is going to try to either redirect the seller's proceeds, or they're going to try and direct the buyer to send their money to the wrong place, not the title company, for their cash to close. Now, the most common scams against the sellers of the property, the fraudster will try to figure out a way to convince the title company to wire funds to their own account rather than the actual seller via various means. And I'm going to explain one of the ways that they get the information they need in just a moment. And then on the purchaser side of the property, when a purchaser is bringing in a significant amount of money to their closing, the fraudster will try and get the purchaser to wire their closing funds to a different account so that when they show up to the settlement, their funds aren't there, they're off somewhere in another country. Now, one of the little bits of preview information I'm going to give you about this class today talks about one of the reasons I did the class in the first place. The most common way that the people committing fraud tend to get information about the transaction is unfortunately through the real estate agents, you guys. What happens is typically lenders are going to have very robust, secure systems for email, and title companies are all moving to that as well if they haven't already gotten there already with encrypted emails. But a lot of real estate agents still use things like, cindysellshomes@gmail.com or something like that. Now, these free systems, it's great in the one sense that you can take it with you from brokerage to brokerage. The downside is it's not going to have the kind of security that these larger systems are going to have in place. So what we're talking about here is phishing, where what'll happen is you'll get an email from somebody that says that they're looking to buy a house. They're not working with an agent, and it'll have a link to a particular property. You'll click on that link and it'll go to a property listing so you can see, okay, this looks legit. But on the way to that link, it's going to redirect you through a website that gives them a backdoor into your email. Now all they have to do is sit there and watch for you to get a copy of the ALTA for a transaction, and they've got everything they need to try and commit fraud on either direction. They've got the identities of the buyers and the sellers, the specific property address, the exact amount of money that's being wired in and wired out, everything they need to try and commit one of these fraud schemes. So be careful about using your email. Make sure you're not clicking on things that you're not expecting. If you work with a brokerage that has a large system for email, I would recommend using your brokerage's email rather than using one of these free email services. One other little tidbit of information I'm going to give you guys is, to the best of my knowledge, I'm one of the few people that has actually managed to get money back that was wired out fraudulently. One of the things I'm going to teach you in this class is exactly how I managed to accomplish that. So that's yet another teaser for you guys to see about signing up for this. We've got information on how to sign up right here. Virtual and in-person class information available under upcoming events at cindybishopworldwide.com. Also gives you information here about how to contact Cindy Bishop in terms of questions about the classes and scheduling. So look forward to having you guys come in and see the rest of the information I can provide to you under the wire fraud area of expertise that I have. And hopefully see you guys soon.